Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Today, I'm talking about violence. Violence is not magical. There is a dangerous belief woven through the history of empires, the belief that violence is magic, that if you destroy a people, their story disappears, that if you take something by force, it becomes yours, that blood can rewrite reality. But violence doesn't erase truth. It only buries it, and buried things rise. Across civilizations, across centuries, powerful groups have embraced a fantasy that violence doesn't just conquer, it transforms. It turns theft into ownership. It turns invasion into destiny. It turns domination into civilization. That is what I call magical violence, the belief that force can alter the moral structure of the world. I promised you that I was going to show some more excerpts from Shahid Bose, and today he's talking about violence, and it really does resonate with me because this is what happened to us. So listen very carefully to this excerpt.
See, they think, the white power structure, they think, they have an almost magical belief in violence. Listen to me. They have an almost magical belief about violence. Like violence can change history. Like if you destroy something, it's as though that something was never there to begin with. If you can destroy it, it was never there. That's what they think. They think violence can change history. And they think if you can take it, then it means it never belonged to anyone but you. If you can steal it, then it's the same as if you created it. This is how they think. If you can destroy it, then it never existed. This is insane. This is insane. They have an insanity about this. They truly do.
Now, the reason I said that this resonates with me is because when we went into slavery in the United States, everything was taken from us. It was like we were a clean slate. We lost our language, we lost our tribe, we lost our homeland, we lost our family. And even when we created new families, those family members could be taken away at a moment's notice, and we couldn't do anything about it. People thought that, or they seem to have thought that if they just wiped the slate clean, that we wouldn't remember anything. And we don't remember it all. We don't remember everything. But guess what? We created a new people here. Something new was created out of what we did remember. So it never works. The violence didn't work.
Like Iraq, for example. They'll make you think that Iraq was never a developed country to begin with. It was never a developed country with free healthcare, free education, or Libya, or Syria, or Palestine. No, they were always forever and from time immemorial. It was always nothing but a chaotic war zone. It was always anarchy. It was always a terrorist wasteland. You see what I mean? They think violence is magical, like an Etch-a-Sketch or something. Do you remember Etch-a-Sketch? Like they think as long as you can shake it up, and you can erase whatever was there before you shook it, now you get to make up a whole new reality. That's how they think. This is how they think.
And that resonates too. Look what they did in Egypt. They went into Egypt and they knocked off all of the noses of the pharaohs because your nose is the center of your face. Your nose tells the world who you are more than any other part of your face or any other part of your body. All over Africa, they went into those countries and bulldozed those places and burned down and tore up, just like they did in Black Wall Street, Greenwood. They go and tear it down and they use violence and they destroy it and they think that it's gone forever. But things that are destroyed, they're not really destroyed because people have memory.
Like you never built anything. They'll tell you, African Americans, you never built anything. You never built Rosewood. You never built Greenwood. You never built Black Wall Street. Where are they? I don't see them. So that never happened. That never happened. You see how deranged that is? You cannot deny what has been built just because you burned it down. That doesn't change the reality. You understand me? The people who can build are always going to be a people who can build.
Nothing stays buried, just like it said. And the full takeaway from that is that you cannot destroy a people's civilization. We have a civilization within a civilization here in America. We have all of the steps of a civilization in Black America. But just because they come back and try to tear it up or destroy it or try to distort it, lie about it, that still doesn't mean that you didn't do those things. Even though they stole the patents from the enslaved people who invented things, those things are still here. And then somehow that information still gets told. It still comes up again. So violence is not the answer. Humanity is. This country is big enough that both Black people and white people could have had a very good existence here without any violence, without any killing, without any taking of other people's things. But humanity has to rule over violence. Now I'm about to show you a separate video, and this video tells you why America is ruled by violence and not humanity.
What most white people in America and Europe believe about their history is not history at all. It's mythology, designed to produce a specific kind of person. A person who does not feel guilty, a person who does not feel accountable, a person who does not feel responsible for ever changing anything because they don't think they're doing anything wrong. They're taught that their ancestors were pioneers, their ancestors were explorers and builders of civilization, that they've brought progress and democracy and enlightenment to the world. They hear about the Renaissance, they hear about the Industrial Revolution, they hear about the Age of Discovery, and so forth and so on. And not about enslavement, not about genocide, not about the theft, not about the destruction that their people are responsible for. They're not taught that their prosperity was built on unimaginable suffering. They're not taught that their systems of government, their financial empires, their very sense of national identity are all rooted in exploitation. They don't know about the crimes. They don't know the real legacy of their people. And so they don't change. They don't have to change because they don't even realize what they need to correct.
Now, this is sad but true. And I always say white people have to do it. White Americans are going to have to fix this system or it's not going to be fixed. And it's going to start with them accepting the truth of how this country came about. It came about with violence against the indigenous people, enslavement and violence against Black American people. And until that reality has really sunk in with them and has been processed, it is then and only then that this country can be redeemed, if at all possible. Now, it really is up to them, and it's hard work because they have to unlearn everything that they have been taught about themselves. They're not superior. They're not they're not nation builders. They're not conquerors. They're invaders. And it starts with that. They know some of the truth, but it's hard to face, especially when you have benefited from this violence as they have done. In America, white people have given up everything. They gave up their European identity, they gave up their culture, and even their language, because all of them are speaking English. They have given up everything to be white in America. Now, everything was taken from us, but they gave up everything that made them who they were to become white in America, and they have to come to terms with that. So it is hard work, but they are going to have to do it. And the sooner they realize that, the better we are all going to be. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about the video and have a good day.